You've pulled out all the stops on the big dream that's been on your heart for so long. You're excited and you're ready to go. So what do you do when people around you see that you don't have as much time for them right now? We get into it on this week's minisode, as well as some tips on how to navigate this time with a lot of grace. Hi, welcome to the Connect with Sheila podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, self-care strategist, and creator of the Seasons self-care app. I'm committed to helping you reconnect to your purpose, elevate your well-being, and build your version of a happy, successful life. You're listening to a Monday minisode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. We're talking about dreams. We're talking about relationships today. Have you ever had a dream, or maybe you're there right now, where you're putting extra time into it, and as a result, you don't have as much time for some people in your life, and they wonder, like, what are you doing? What are you so busy with? Why can't you hang out? Why can't we get together? Why do you always seem to be working? Well, I'm here to tell you, when you have a dream on your heart, whether it's a creative dream or whether it's like a business idea and something that requires you to use so many more resources inside of yourself, including your time, a lot of things happen on the outside and people start to notice. And so it can get a little chaotic, and you may even feel kind of guilty about taking time away from other things in order to focus on this dream. But I just want to tell you, it's a really good thing that you're pursuing your dream. It's there for a reason. It's been probably nudging you to move towards it for quite some time. Sometimes we hold off on going for the things that are really important for us because of things like this. We worry about how the quote balance in our life will be. And I'm here to tell you, there is no such thing as balance, really, in any time in our life. Life is typically just unbalanced. And the beautiful thing about it, though, is we can be harmonious. And that, what I mean by that is we can be looking at the important things in our life and knowing that they're going to shift and they're going to move. It's kind of like a piece of music that gets a little louder sometimes, and then it's a little quieter, and then maybe it gets really intricate, and then maybe it's flowy and all over the place, right? Like, this is our life, and this is even how we go after our dreams. And so I want to share a few things with you that I've found quite helpful for me as I've gone after different things in my life. And I'm even finding it now. It doesn't seem to end because, you know, even when you are practiced at it, even when people know that you're usually going for a new growth edge, a new something that you're trying to create, still some people find it hard to be patient with the things that you're doing because they may not just understand it. So I want to share with you some things that have been helpful for me, and I keep returning to them over the years as well and honing them because it's something that I think is just going to happen through my whole life, because I am one of those multi-passionate creative people, and I get bored with just doing one thing. And I love to follow my intuition as to what I need to be doing next. Personally, I believe it's one of my superpowers, and I know that it's not for everyone. We all have our own specific way we go about doing things. Some people can be super hyper focused on just one thing and one thing alone and be wildly successful with it. Me, I need to have a few different things going at any given time where I'm able to dive in and focus and then come back out again and get inspiration to keep going. That's just how I roll. And so 3 things that I have found out of many that seem to be key when it comes to maintaining your relationships as you're going after your dreams, I want to share them with you. And so the first one, do a relationship audit. Think about the people in your life. Start with those people who are closest to you and then kind of circle outwards. Thinking about, how close are you to these people? How often do you connect with them or see them or speak with them? And how mutually supportive are you to each other? That's a really important thing, because sometimes we have people in our life and we've just always had them in our life. And we realize after a while, maybe there's just not so much alignment in how we see the world or what we enjoy doing together. Like, maybe things have really shifted, and that's okay, because people are supposed to grow and change. So maybe you want to look at how often you're spending time with certain people and maybe adjust the amount of time you're spending with them, or maybe have specific times of the month or year that you get together, because freeing up space in your mind and in your life to go after your dreams is a really important thing. Otherwise, life can really crowd it out and you can take a lot longer to get to the end goal. I speak from experience. Then you want to think about how mutually supportive are these people. We often just have people in our life for years and years. And it's really an interesting thing when you look at thinking about the balance of the conversations that you have. What are you talking about? What are you sharing? What are they sharing? How do they respond when you share about something that you're excited about or something new that you're working on? Do they truly care? Or are they just there to maybe just talk about their own life? And it's important, like all of us need to look at these things because our friendships do go through seasons. And there may have been times we had a lot of things in mutual interest together, and maybe it's not that case anymore. So that's something to consider because your time is super precious. And frankly, so is theirs. So sometimes we can do people a favor by having a little less time spent together so they can go and really, truly go after those things that are important to them. And you can do it with a lot of grace. The second thing that I find is really important is to then tell them, tell them about your vision. Tell the people who are close to you and the people who you want to be really connected to in your life what you're up to, and really notice what their response is. Are they excited for you? Are they encouraging? Or are they neutral and just, not really that interested? Or are they even discouraging? These will be very, very clarifying hints for you as to who to spend your time with. I don't think I have to tell you, like, obviously, we want to love everyone we can in our life, and we can love them in different ways. And sometimes we can love them from further away. It's your choice. It's going to save your energy. And again, it's going to open up space for them to perhaps spend time with people that are more aligned for them. It's an important thing. And I just really want to take away any kind of feelings of guilt or shame for, even making these types of decisions, because you get this one beautiful life. You really want to protect your time in it and who you spend it with so that you can really be focused on those things that are really important to make that impact that you want to make. And I believe people come into our life for seasons. Like sometimes they come and they go, and sometimes they come back again, and sometimes they don't. And that's okay. It's truly, that's just really the rhythm of life. So I think fully being present in the moment with whoever we're with is so important. And when that becomes really challenging, it starts to take your energy away from those things that are important to you. Maybe it's time to revisit how much time you spend with certain people, and maybe do you want to be spending time with them at all anymore? These are tough things. And I really want to recommend a book or even a TED Talk that you can go look at quickly to give you a really brief idea of how to handle these things. It's called Radical Candor. And it's the most beautiful way to be able to communicate your feelings clearly to people in your life and really maintaining integrity, but also being kind. Very important, because I think Brene Brown loves to say, clear is kind. Clear is kind. When we are clear about our intentions and how we're feeling, people don't have to guess and just take all the energy of trying to figure us out. Think about it. We all do it, right? We're trying to figure out, well, what did they really mean when they said that? Like, how much energy does that take? I mean, I have people in my life who really don't spend much time thinking about that. And I'm like, oh, teach me your ways. It's something that we can learn over time. But that Radical Candor book or the TED Talk, super helpful. Number 3, how to go after your dreams while maintaining your relationships is schedule the relationship time for those who are most important. And then look at spending less time for those people who may not be on the top of the priority list. And hey, when I say that, even inside of me, something comes up that is surrounding this idea, but everybody's important. And I should be able to spend my time with all the people. But as I say it out loud, How ridiculous does that sound? We all have 24 hours in a day, right? And I grew up in a home where my family was very connected in the community and wanting to help. And it was very much a priority for them to be connected. And we had to go to this thing and that thing, and we needed to meet with that person. And this thing happened, this event happened. We should go and support them. And I think it's so beautiful. And at the same time, it really imprinted on me that I just need to be there for everybody all the time. And boundaries were something I had to kind of learn myself as an adult. And so it's something I still work on. I have to be so conscious of it because I love people. I love their stories. I want to connect. I want to help. And we also need to protect our time. There's only so much to go around. So when you schedule the relationship time in your life, start with those people who are the most important to you. Sometimes we forget to do that. We think, oh, it'll just happen. I live in the same house as them. Hey, man, I have teenagers now and we have a busy life, all of us. And my husband and I, for a long time, we would be spending a lot of time like taking my son to sports and connecting my other one up with friends. And it can take all of your time. And so really making sure you have that precious time set aside for your spouse, your partner, and then yes, for your kids as well, but also for those dear friends in your life so that you don't have months or even years going by where you don't connect. I think it's super important. So look at your whole year, schedule the big things, schedule the consistent things, and do it in a way that creates enough time, but then also be scheduling the time to go after your dreams. That way, when you are fully entrenched in your work in the most beautiful way, you know it's fine that I'm not with these people right now. I'm going to see them. It's on the calendar. So really note the seasons of life. Growing a business or pursuing a dream that others don't understand can feel incredibly isolating. And remember, not everyone in your life needs to get or be on board for the dream that you're chasing for it to have meaning. It's your dream. It's your thing to go after. They have their own things that they need to go after. So remember that and know that the power of having a few supportive people in your life and having others that aren't deeply aware of what you're doing, it's totally normal. It's fantastic to have a break with those people who maybe you get to have different conversations with or do different things with. Like I find when I'm with people who are not in any way, shape, or form connected to the work I do, like that mental break is like a form of beautiful self-care. And you may find it's the different perspective that you get in those spaces that moves you forward with more energy into the thing that you're working on. Growing my business and brand in a variety of communities over the years has been the key to my personal and professional growth. And I may have given up on my big dream without them. And that's why I love what is coming in the Seasons Collective. It's a place for you to step into the next phase of your life or business evolution in a community that places a high value on personal growth, connection, and making a positive impact in the world without burning out. It's for the woman who owns her worth and who wants to serve from a place of overflowing energy and well-being. And it's where your impact and the way that you nourish yourself, that is really the catalyst for everything. So to learn more about how you can be part of this community, go to the link in the show notes for the details. I would so love to see you inside. I appreciate you listening. Please share this with a friend, share it to your stories, whatever the case, for anyone who you feel it might be valuable for, and tag me on socials. And please leave a message in the review section, hit a star, 5 stars would be great for if you loved this episode. These are the ways that we get our podcast out into the world. And I'm so grateful that you're here. I really wish you a beautiful rest of your week. Big blessings.